everybody. Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Jill and I'm one of the yoga instructors here for City of Coquitlam. We're excited to offer you another online Hatha class. This will be 40 minutes. So please gather any yoga props that may add to your practice. If you have blocks or blankets or cushions to sit on, please gather those close by. And also for those of you that are new with us, please refer to our online ParkU. If you answered yes to any of those questions, please make sure it's okay with your doctor to practice with us here today. So with that being said, let's get started. You're welcome to start in a kneeling position, or perhaps cross-legged would be more comfortable for you. You can have one of those props if you have them underneath your sit bones to make it nice and comfortable. And we're going to take a couple of moments here just to settle in, to let all that stress melt away that may have built up throughout the day. You can draw the eyes closed, your hands can rest gently in your lap. And we'll start to smooth out the breath, really lengthening those inhales and exhales. Nice big, deep belly breaths here. We are living in interesting times right now, new restrictions and changes to our lifestyle. So I just hope everyone's doing well there at home and they're finding new, safe ways to keep busy and happy. Just a couple more nice, slow, deep breaths here. If you notice you're a little bit stressed in the face, just smoothing out the face, letting it relax, let shoulders soften. Maybe reflecting on the past week, or if you like to work with an intention for your yoga practice or a focus, you can set that now, maybe dedicating your practice to someone in need. It's easy as we move from shape to shape to let the mind wander to to-do lists or other things going on in our lives. So just finding something that will make you feel stable and grounded on your mat here today. And once you feel ready, we're going to join our hands together at heart center, and we're going to bow our heads down in gratitude. We'll open practice here with a couple of deep cleansing breaths, and if you'd like to join me there at home, we can all inhale on our third breath and inhale to a nice big Om. So let's begin by opening the mouth, parting the lips, and sighing out a nice big breath. Inhaling through the nose, opening the mouth, sighing it out. One more inhale through nose. Exhaling it all out again. And this time we'll inhale to Om. Letting that beautiful vibration of Om flow through the whole body. You can slowly release your hands. We'll take them to the tops of the knees. If you're in a cross-legged position, you can start to uncross the legs and place the soles of the feet down in front of you. Eyes can still be closed for this portion. It's a lot less distracting and more calming. And we'll bring the hands just to the fronts of the knees. Take a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to heel toe our feet out as wide as the mat. We're going to give a little inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. And on the exhale, we're slowly going to slide the hands down the inner leg lines to the tops of the feet and take a nice gentle forward fold. Notice the rise and fall of the belly here. Keeping in mind not to rush ourselves. Curious, explore these shapes here. And if there's anything I offer you that doesn't work for your body, please feel free to modify or leave it out. We're not here to force ourselves into any painful shapes or asanas. So Relaxing through the inner leg lines. Let the head gently fall towards the earth. 2 more breaths here. And on your last breath, we'll inhale, we'll lift the head back up, we'll slide the hands back up the legs. Take the hands to the outside edges of the knees. Heel toe your feet back together at center, and then guide the knees apart, coming into butterfly pose. So you have a nice big diamond shape in between the legs. The soles of the feet are connected. And then you have a couple options here for the hands. They can remain on top of the knees, and you can just give a gentle pull and lift the chest. Maybe closing those eyes again, or a gentle gaze out in front of you. Or if you feel the urge to forward fold, again, you can always slide the hands down to the tops of the feet and start to draw the heart a little bit closer to the earth, and bow gently. Feel free to sigh out any breaths when you feel needed. Checking in with the body to notice if you're stiff or holding tension, just softening and allowing that to melt away. Inhaling slowly back up to stack the head over the shoulders, hips. Hands will slide to the outsides of the knees, and we'll just gently close the legs back together like a book. Hands can remain on the shins. On an inhale breath, we're going to lift the head and heart, arch the spine, open the throat, take the head back gently for cow. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the upper back for cat. Inhale, lifting up again, going slow, taking your time, arching the spine. And exhaling gently as we round and tuck everything in for cat. And you can continue here at your own pace, allowing the breath to guide the movement. As you inhale, you want to lift up, and as you exhale, you want to just slowly round and tuck in. Last round here. Holding on to those legs for support. And then we'll meet back in a neutral position. And we'll release our hands down onto the mat. One hand, palm facing down either side of those hips. And then we're going to extend the legs long out in front of us. Couple breaths in Dandasana. Nice long, tall spine here. Draw the crown up. Hands will reach for the back sides of the knees, and you're going to gently guide the legs open. Flex the feet, keep them nice and active, and on an inhale breath, reach the hands up for the sky. And then we'll start to take a gentle twist towards the left, facing that left leg, and then we're going to forward fold over that left leg. And depending on your flexibility or your experience with yoga, maybe you want to deepen here and you start to walk the hands away from your body, drawing your belly a little bit closer to that left leg. And if you're really open, you can even reach for that left foot, but not so important here if the hands connect to the foot. But noticing a stretch, the back side of the legs, the inner leg lines, back body. See if you can relax the head. Resisting the urge to fidget or move about here, seeing if you can find some comfort in stillness. The only movement in the body here is the rise and fall of the belly. So breathe. And if Hands are connected to foot. You can gently release them back down to the earth, walk them back towards the body, lifting up into a nice tall seat. We'll gently untwist, and then we'll reach the hands back up into the sky, maybe even gazing up. Gently turn towards that right leg, and then place the hands down on the earth as you forward fold, and walk the hands away from the body again. Maybe reaching for right foot this time. Check in with your feet. Are they active? Are you pushing out through the heels? Do the toes point back towards you? Relax your face, smooth out your breath here. Last 2 breaths, nice and slow and deep. Hands were connected to the feet. You can place them back down onto the earth. Slowly walk them back towards the body so you lift back up. Hands will come to the back sides of the knees. We'll draw the legs back together. You can bend the knees. Draw the feet close into your bottom. Wrap your arms around your shins and just curl up into a nice tight little ball. Bow the head. Relaxing arms. Inhale, lift the head up, release your arms, place them down onto the mat, either side, swing the legs around, and we're going to transition onto all fours in a tabletop. So if you know you have sensitive knees and you have a blanket or any other prop to help pad your knees, please place that down under the knees now. Hands will be down on the earth, palms facing down, lots of space in between the fingertips. Toes are tucked, and we have our hips stacked over our knees. So from here, we're just going to sway the hips side to side. Just inviting a little bit more movement into the body. And if that feels good, you can stay here. If the body's craving a little bit more organic movement, you can start to bend at the knees, sink the hips back up and around, bending elbows, drawing nice big body circles. Exploring what it feels like maybe with eyes closed. Changing direction when it feels good for you. Making sure that breath is still flowing freely. If you notice at any time throughout your practice you're holding your breath, that's usually a good indicator you've gone a little too deeply into your shapes. So just backing off and modifying and making it accessible for you and your breath. And let's meet back in our tabletop. Knees are still firmly rooted in the earth. Let's draw the thighs together. Toes can remain tucked. And we'll start to walk the hands away from the body, melting the heart down to the earth, coming into puppy pose, taking a back bend here. Forehead's connected to the earth, or maybe you're working with a block underneath the head. We want to send our breath into the low back. Gentle arch to the spine here. There's a heaviness to the chest. And then we can add on from here. So if this is feeling good, this is where you need to be, this is where you stay. Or if you're craving a little bit more, we can start to walk both hands over to the right side of the mat, maybe even coming off the mat, depending on how deep you'd like to go, setting up for a side bend. Both palms are to the right, and we're sending our breath into the left side. Feeling a nice gentle stretch here. And for those of you that are really eager, we can add on one more time to deepen the sensation. You can pick up the left hand and place it on top of the right hand. So please feel free to explore and be curious, and if you try something that doesn't work for you, you can always go back to the first option. Just melting the heart down straight through center. 2 more breaths here. And then if hands were stacked, you can unstack hands. Let's walk back through center. Untuck your toes, reach your arms back behind you and rest them along your sides and rest forehead back down onto the mat. Let the arms hang. We're going to come into a humble child's pose. Thighs are connected. If that doesn't work for you and your body, please feel free to take a wide knee child's pose, just to bring a little bit more space. So 2 options, take what works for you. 2 more breaths. On your inhale breath, you'll lift back up. We're kneeling, hands are back out in front of us. We'll melt the heart once again back down to the earth, puppy pose. Walk the hands over to the left side for your side bend. Feeling that stretch on the right, stopping when you find your edge. And then adding on if you need more. Maybe that right hand goes on top of the left hand to deepen our stretch here. Toes can be tucked or untucked. You can work with a prop underneath the forehead if you need to bring the earth closer to you. Just keep visualizing that breath going into the right side of your body. And then releasing both hands down to the earth if they're not already. And this time we're going to come back through center, walk hands back towards you. So you're sitting on the backs of your heels, knees are still bent. Place the top of your hands on your thighs. Gentle curl to the fingertips inwards. Close your eyes. Inhale your shoulders up, back and down, and just take a few moments here. Noticing any thoughts, feelings, emotions that may have come up for you already. Eyes are closed, you can flood them open. We'll place the hands back down onto the mat out in front of us. Then we're going to pick up that right foot and place it in between the hands at the top of the mat. Tuck your back toes. This is a wonderful place to work with blocks if you have blocks at home. It'll just give you a little bit more lift. So take your time to set up. We want that front knee stacked over the ankle. We want to have the back toes tucked to make us feel stable. And then once again, you can have some kind of cushioning underneath the left knee if it's sensitive for you. On an inhale breath, we're going to lift up. You can place both palms stacked on top of that right thigh. We'll gaze forward, relaxing shoulders. Once we've found our stability, we'll inhale, we'll reach hands up for the sky, maybe even gazing up if it's comfortable in the neck. And then we'll take a little back bend here. Gently arching spine. Exhaling back up through center, still reaching for the sky. And then we'll release hands straight out in front of us as we gaze forward and reach the right hand back behind you as you take a gentle twist, maybe looking back towards that right hand. Notice if you're holding your breath here. Continue with those nice, slow, deep breaths. On our inhale breath, we'll sweep that right hand back up and forward, look up towards the sky. Little back bend if it's comfortable. Exhale the hands back down to the earth, but this time we'll just place the left hand down onto the mat in the middle. And then we're going to reach the right hand up for the sky. Another twisted low lunge here. If it's not comfortable to gaze up, you can always look down towards your bottom hand. And from here, we'll start to heel toe that right foot out as wide as the mat. We're going to open that right hip. We're going to release the right hand to the inside of the right thigh. And we're going to gently draw that hip and knee away and open to the right. Maybe melting the pelvis down to the mat a little bit more if it's comfortable. And some of you might even be on the outside right edge, long edge of that foot. So just listening to our bodies. If you need more space, you can adjust how open that hip goes and not being forceful here. Maybe that right hand releases back up into the sky. And we'll explore 2 more slow, deep breaths here. breaths are complete, you can place your right foot down. If you were opening, exhale, right hand down. You have both hands to the inside of that right foot. We're gonna heel toe that right foot a little bit more into the center. We're gonna hop the right hand over. So now you have one hand on either side of that front right foot. And then we're gonna draw that right hip back, flexing the right foot for half splits. Also another wonderful place to work with blocks. You can have one block underneath either hand here. And then exhale, release, place that right foot back down. Pick up the right foot and bring the right knee back to meet the left. Untuck your toes, we'll sit on back of our heels again. We'll place tops of our hands on the thighs. Close your eyes, just breathe here. And we'll flutter the eyes open, placing hands down on the mat again. Picking up the left foot and placing it in between the hands at the top of the mat, tucking your back right toes, setting up for our low lunge, not rushing it. And when we feel stable, we'll inhale, we'll lift the head and the heart up. Both hands can rest on top of that left thigh. We'll gaze forward. Noticing if our knee is stacked over that left ankle this time. Can you see your left toes? Maybe pelvis melts down towards the earth if you want to deepen your stretch here. And then we'll inhale, float hands up into the sky again, gazing up, maybe taking that back bend if it feels comfortable. Exhale, hands straight out in front of you, gaze forward. We'll start to twist to the left and reach that left hand back behind us slowly. Hands are reaching away in opposite directions. You can look back behind you. Let's take 3 more slow, steady breaths here. Embracing any little wiggles and wobbles. And of course, if you fall out, just come back in. We're not here to judge ourselves. We're here to practice. Ourselves feel good. And those sweet breaths are complete. You can untwist, you can sweep your left arm back forward and up. Little back bend again as your hands reach for the sky. Exhaling, hands back down to the earth. And we'll place the right hand down in front of us in the middle of the mat. We'll twist open to that left leg again, reaching left hand up. Exhale, breath. We'll bring the left hand down on top of the left thigh. And then we'll heel toe that left foot out as wide as the mat. Maybe gently guiding that hip open, coming onto the outside long edge of the left foot. Your back toes are still tucked. And you can look up again. Here, maybe reach the left hand for the sky. These are all offerings, they're not must-dos, just options, different things to try if you're used to doing your shapes in a certain way. And then we'll slowly float that left hand back down to the inner left thigh, if you are extending it. Place your left foot down. Start to heel toe that left foot more into the center of the mat. Both hands are on the mat. One is framing either side of that front left foot. And then we're going to send the left hip back as we flex the left foot. Toes point for the sky again. Half splits. Look straight down towards the mat. Smooth out the breath here if it's become short and choppy. Slow, deep, calm breath. Exhale, place that left foot down, top of the mat. Pick up your right knee and just hop that right foot forward until it comes to meet the left. And we're gonna all meet in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Let's take an inhale, halfway lift, sliding the hands up the shins, gazing forward a little bit, flat back. Exhale, melt the heart slowly as you fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up and overhead. Join the palms, look up. And exhale, take the hands out wide, start to hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift again as hands slide up shins, looking forward. Melt the heart slowly and fold. Let's heel toe the feet together so the big toes touch. A little bit of space in between the heels, and you can have a nice big bend in the knees too, so your belly might even rest on your thighs. And then we're gonna walk both hands over to the right side of the mat. Just a little twist here as we sit in a chair. Option to have hands on blocks. Looking down at the earth, we'll walk hands back through center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt the heart, fold. Place the palms back down on earth or blocks. Walk both palms over to the left. Little gentle twist here. Gluing the thighs together. Maybe lowering our bottom down a little bit closer to the earth if you want to deepen your chair. Relax your neck. And then we'll unravel from our twist. Hands walk back through center. And then we're going to place the palms down on the mat. And we're going to walk back to plank or top of a push-up. Option to lower your knees here. Shoulders are stacked over wrists. Fingertips are spread wide again. We're going to gaze right in between the hands down at the mat. Couple smooth, steady breaths here. We want our body in one nice long line if we don't have the knees down on the earth. And then when you're ready, you're going to send your hips up and back for your first down dog. We're in an inverted V shape. We're gazing in between the legs. We have a nice big bend in the knees. And we're going to try and draw our heels down to the mat. Not worrying if the heels actually connect with the mat yet, but just drawing them down in that direction to feel some sensation in the backs, legs. And then from here, we can start to pedal up the feet, lowering one heel, then the other. We'll continue to lift the hips high. And then when you find yourself on the right side, we're going to straighten that right leg, draw the right heel down to the mat, and you'll have a bend in the left knee. Getting into our right leg. As you exhale, we'll come back through our down dog, so neutral. Maybe the belly draws towards the thighs a little bit more as you lift the hips up. And then we're going to bend into the right knee and straighten the left leg. Left heel draws down to the mat. Continue looking through the legs, making sure the neck is long and loose and relaxed. Release the right heel. We're back through our down dog. And we'll look towards the top of the mat and you can step, hop, walk, or jump to the top, meeting in your forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up and overhead. Join the palms, float them down through heart center. Hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands on the mat and step your right foot back. Take a nice big step back. Setting up for a runner's lunge here. Left foot is at the top of the mat, in between the hands, maybe working with blocks again. Once you find that stable space here, we're going to inhale, sweep the hands up into the sky for our high lunge. Then we're going to cactus the arms, bending at the elbow 90 degrees, and we're going to flow a little bit here. So we're going to melt the heart, forward fold over that front left thigh slowly. So we want the heart parallel, arms parallel to the earth. Inhale, sweep up again. Slow and controlled, we're not gonna rush. 2 more times, exhale, melt the heart over the thigh. Inhale gently, up. And last time, bow over that front leg. And sweep back up, gaze forward, arms are still cactused here, palms shine forward, spread those fingertips wide again. Beautiful. Exhale, place both hands down onto the mat. Step that left foot back. You're in a plank. Maybe the knees are up or down here. Gazing in between the hands again. Then we're going to tuck our elbows in, and with control, we're all going to lower down onto our bellies. Untuck your toes. Bend your elbows, take them out wide, stack your hands, top of the mat, rest your chin down on your hands. Give a little sway of your hips left to right. And we'll find our way back through stillness. On an inhale breath, we'll plant our hands down underneath our shoulders and we'll lift the head and heart a little bit for a cobra. Gentle back bend here. Looking straight ahead. Exhale, melt the heart. Flowing a couple more times here. Inhale, sweep the chest up, look forward. Legs are long, back behind you. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up again, cobra. And slowly exhale, melt the heart down to the earth. Forward fold. Tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, down dog again. And then we're going to sweep the right leg up into the sky for a three-legged dog. We're going to bend that knee, we're going to float forward, and we're going to place that right foot down in between the hands at the top of the mat. Setting up for runner's lunge, second side. When you're ready, inhale, arms up, bending at elbows, gazing forward again. Palms shine forward for our high lunge. Flowing a couple more times as we bow over our front leg. Inhaling, sweeping back up. Maybe a little back bend here. Exhale, bow. Inhaling back up. And last one here, we'll slowly bow over that front leg. Inhaling back up to our high lunge. And then we'll exhale, both hands down onto the mat. We'll hop that left foot forward, meeting in our forward fold again. We'll hold opposite elbows as we rock and sway gently side to side. Come back through center, release your hands down to the earth. Heel toe the feet back together, big toes touch. We'll sweep the hands on the mat alongside our feet. We'll inhale up to our chair, reaching for the sky, checking in to make sure you can see all 10 toes. Sending our sit bones down and back. Palms will face inwards this time, thumbs will point up. Maybe deepening, sitting down a little bit lower. And then we're gonna exhale back through standing mountain pose. Good job. Palms shine forward, close your eyes. Maybe sighing out a couple of breaths here. Flutter the eyes open. Inhale the hands back up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Take the arms out wide as you forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Place your hands down on the mat. This time, come down through kneeling. Come to sit on the backs of your heels. Take your hands to one side of the mat and just bring your legs back out in front of you. Fingertips point towards your bottom, they're back behind you. And we're gonna pick up the right knee, open the right hip, and place the outside of the right ankle on top of your left thigh for a seated figure four. And then adding on from here, we're gonna heel toe that left foot out to the left side of the mat. And then we're gonna gently drop both knees down to the right side. We're gonna turn the body towards that right leg. We're gonna place the hands down on the mat out in front of us, and we're gonna fold over that right leg for deer face pose. So the outside of that right ankle can either remain on the outside of the left knee, or you can bring it down to the earth. Both knees are bent to 90 degrees here. If you need a little added support for the head, you can make 2 fists with your hands. You can stack your fist, and you can rest your forehead on the top fist. We're looking for some pressure on that bottom right hip. As long as there's no pain, that's what we're looking to achieve. And you can always pad that bottom hip if you need, if you have an extra blanket or any other prop. Inhaling back up, place the palms on the earth, walk them back towards the body so you come back through sitting. Take your hands back behind you, fingertips point back towards your bottom. Plant both feet down as wide as the mat. Our knees remain bent here, and we're just gonna take a little rock of the knees left to right for some windshield wipers. Maybe doing a little check-in here, noticing how we feel after we've moved and built a little bit of heat in the body. We'll bring our knees back up through neutral. And this time we'll pick up that left leg, we'll open that left hip, and we'll place the outside of the left ankle on top of the right foot. Seated figure 4. Flex your left foot if you have any sensitivity in that left knee. Maybe starting to draw the eyelids closed again here, blocking out any other light or distractions. Starting to slow everything down once again. And then we'll gently bring both knees down to the left side. You can walk the hands back up so you come through seated. Start to turn towards that left leg. Release your hands down onto the mat. Walk them away from you. So you rest your belly on that left thigh. Making the fists again with the hands if that worked for you. Stacking your opposite fist on top and resting the forehead back down on top of the fists. Softening through belly, legs, keeping feet active and flexed as you push out through the heels. Noticing rise and fall of belly. Resisting the urge to move here. Noticing the pressure on the bottom left hip. Seeing if we can find the comfortable and the uncomfortable. As long as there's no pain, feel free to explore this. Inhaling, lifting the head up, placing the hands on the earth, walking them back towards the body. We'll draw the knees up towards the sky. They're still bent, both feet are on the earth. Hands back behind you, fingertips pointing back towards your body. Rock your knees left to right again. Bring knees back up through neutral. Maybe send your hips back and lower down onto the forearms and then all the way down onto your back. Take your time, go slow here. Gather those 2 bent knees into chest. Wrap your arms around. Give yourself a nice big squeeze here. Massage your low back. Close your eyes. Find your sweet stillness again. Continue to hug the right knee into the body as you send that left leg long down the mat, flexing the foot again so toes point upwards, interlacing fingers on top of that right shin. And we're going to draw that right knee up towards the armpit a little bit. Breathe into your right hip. And then we're going to take our left hand to the outside of the right knee and gently guide it over to the left. Gentle twist here, one knee twist. Maybe you extend the right arm out to your right side in a half T shape. You can also rest down on the right ear. Gently unravel from your twist, come back through neutral, hug your bent knees back into the body. Another sway side to side, massaging your low spine. Coming through neutral, sending the right leg long down the mat this time with a flexed foot, interlacing hands on top of left shin as we hug that left knee gently up towards left armpit. Tuck your chin a little bit here, relax your face again. Maybe sighing out a couple more breaths if there's any negativity or anything else you just need to let go of and release here. Right hand comes to outside of that left knee. We're going to guide that left knee over to the right for our one knee twist. Extending left arm out beside you, taking our half T shape. Coming down gently onto left ear. Softening wherever you need to soften. Sometimes we don't even notice that we're stiff, resisting the shapes. Just doing a body scan here, noticing. Slowly coming back, release your twist. This time reach arms and legs up into the sky for waterfall pose. Palms will shine inwards, thumbs point backwards, push up through your heels. Extending arms and legs straight up. And as you exhale, we'll gently lower all limbs back down to the mat with control, setting up for Shavasana, our final rest. Taking up lots of space here as we draw the eyelids back together. Arms and legs will extend out to the sides. Palms will shine upwards, tucking our chin. Letting the back body be real nice and heavy here, just soaking up all the goodness of our practice. And allowing ourselves to do absolutely nothing here as we take rest in Shavasana. If you're at home and you have the luxury of a nice long Shavasana, please stay exactly where you are, resting gently on the earth. And for the rest of us, we'll slowly start to deepen our breath, bringing a little bit more awareness back into the body, back into the room. Maybe wiggling fingers and toes, maybe a little sway left to right with the head. And then reaching arms up into the sky, taking one more nice big stretch here. And then gathering those bent knees back into the body. You can rock side to side again on your low spine. And then when you find your way over to the right side, we'll rest down on our right side for fetal pose, couple breaths, eyes closed. And then pushing into strong hands and arms, you can lift yourself up into a nice comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. gather the hands together at heart center. We'll bow the head down in gratitude for our practice here today, for taking the time to care for ourselves, to move our bodies and to breathe. Let's inhale through the nose again. Open the mouth, let it all go. Inhaling again. Big exhale. And we'll inhale to Om. Thank you, everybody out there virtually, for joining me here today. Hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, staying happy. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.